Can children with osteogenesis imperfecta be taught to anticipate falls?
Does the child have a sort of premonition that this fracture is going to happen? Not really, because you see, the bone is basically there, and unfortunately, it is very easy to break. So you have to look at it as the bone is kind of weak or brittle, if you would so call it. It doesn't have any real problem with healing, and the bone doesn't have any real problem with getting back to some degree of strength once the injury has happened. But unfortunately, the bone inherently is not strong enough to tolerate the routine loads that childhood would throw at the bone structure. So that's the problem. You see, all of us as children have played around, have jumped off parapet walls and trees and bushes that we decided to climb, and done all that mischief, and our bones don't break yet. For these children who have, let us say, osteogenesis imperfecta, their bones won't tolerate that sort of loading, and they have a tendency to break with what would be considered as stresses and loads within the normal range. Okay. Now,
Okay.
what I mean is that if somebody falls off the first floor, I don't think we should call that a range of normal loading, isn't it? But if somebody jumps off, let us say, a child jumps off a kitchen platform, which is, let us say, 2.5, 3 feet high, that would be part of the picture of normal activity that most children would do and get away unscathed. So, when a child incurs a fall from those sort of activities that are perceived to be more or less normal for that age group and activity level, that creates a need for being sensitized towards the problem. Now, to the first part of the question, which is uh, at sort of what age do these things crop up, and what are the sort of example situations where, let's say, osteogenesis imperfecta manifests itself? This can occur in very early childhood. So, for example, child falls off a bed and sustains a fracture involving the thigh bone, or a child uh, is carried by a parent, and after that, the child has multiple tiny cracks in the ribs. So, these sort of injuries definitely need to be a sort of alarm bell in the mind of the team that sees this child later on.